Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Chaos Child, and we're picking up where we left off. I cock-blocked you last time, so we're ready to go. Just FYI, I don't do this very often, but I'd gone to my sister's house for my nephew's engagement party, and at the liquor store down by my sister, they sell the beer that I like. Usually the cherry one. They didn't have the cherry one, so my mom got me teeny tiny little bottles of the raspberry beer. They're like 8 ounces each. Just a little 4-pack. So I didn't drink any when I was there. Yeah. I don't drink a lot, usually. I still have several bigger bottles of the beer from Christmases long ago. I hope it's still fine. Whatever. So we got a glass. So we have one of our little bottles of raspberry beer that we're going to drink while we do this. Because I was like, why not? It's Friday night. I don't normally drink. I can have a beer if I want. I normally could, but, like, I'm trying to be healthier and lose weight, and drinking alcohol is not helpful because, you know, it's unneeded calories. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I can't just... We'll save them forever. I'm not going to drink all 4 of them tonight, because after 1, I'll be passed on the floor. But this is just so if all of a sudden I get incoherent, it's because I don't drink. So 1 beer is going to go straight to my head, but... It's Lindemann's Framboise. In case you're wondering, it tastes like, if you don't like sweet things, you'd hate it. But it's literally like a like a raspberry Jolly Rancher. It is so fucking good. The Creek one, however you say it, is like the cherry flavored one. Also, that one's my favorite. It's not quite as sweet as the raspberry one, but oh my god, because they're lambics, they're made with the fruit. Oh my god, they're so good. It's the only kind of beer that I can drink, really. Because I don't really like beer, but these are fucking amazing. It's like frizzy raspberry juice with alcohol in it. But anyway, in case you're wondering. So if you hear me sipping, that's because we drink and well, we play. Anyway, so, right, we were getting a phone call. Well, Ito was getting a phone call from us. The next thing I knew, I'd grabbed the phone from Ito and answered it. There was silence, as everyone held their breath and watched me. I put my ear up to the phone and heard. 7 days. I'm just kidding. Nothing. All I could hear was the sound of my own heartbeat. At some point, my breathing had become shallow and pained. I leaned against a nearby desk just to give myself some means of support. The person on the other end of the phone said nothing. The person on the other end of the phone said nothing. That's just me not being able to read. Or speak. It's not drinking. What do I do? What do I do? Gah. Damn it. What the hell was going on? Say something. Say something, you idiot. Who are you? My voice was shaking so much it was pathetic. Why do you have my phone? It's supposed to be turned off. Everyone was perfectly still as they watched. It was no good. I couldn't hear anything. Was it that creepy knocking? Oh god, no. That's no. Now we need to drink. I think it is the knocking. Is it a dial tone now? I was like, what the fuck is that noise? It's because my TV is on really loud because sometimes the music gets too loud. So I have it turned down very low and I don't have my headset. I have my headphones off because the audio sounds fine in the game recording, but the audio, for some reason, through my speakers with my game capture software, it just sounds really shitty and staticky, so I don't want to hear it. So, like, so it's very faint, and I'm like, the fuck? That makes it spookier. Anyway. Taku? Hey, what's wrong? I dropped the phone and fell to my knees. Sarika had come toward me. I grabbed her and held her tight. I was so scared. So scared. It's that sound. Yep. Fucking knocking. That's creepy as shit. It's great. The ambiance. Hey, buddy. You cannot have any of my drink if you've got food in your mouth. Come here. You can have some, but you wipe the food off your face. I don't want your food in my drink. You can have some. I'm surprised he didn't fly into the kitchen. This is the first time he's flown over to me, but he knows there's alcohol, so He's here. What? I would give you some, but you have food all over your face, and I don't want to be drinking later and try to wonder what the fuck the chunk is in my drink, because it's your fucking birdseed. I mean, God knows what it is. A knocking sound I'd heard when I was at the hotel. I frantically rubbed the ear that had been holding up to the phone, but it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't go away. That sound. My chest was filled with foreboding. I'd snuck into that hospital and they'd stolen my phone. Didn't that count as something really bad? It's 9:30, everyone. Are you ready? It's time. Look, his voice is just suck it up. For the 3rd annual Hekio Academy Culture Festival to begin. Hooray! 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 Wah! Ah! All the students in the gym roared as soon as Kawahara finished. That just sounded like... Cheerful music began to fill the room, and students in costumes who probably belonged to some club or another began to dance. Half of the students watched them and laughed as they left the gym. They were probably the students in charge of the classroom displays and stalls in the courtyard. Kazuki looked over at me to see if I was okay. Yeah, well, I'm okay. Even if it was a lie, it was all I could do to bring myself to say. Wait, it was all I could bring myself to say. Wow. I couldn't smile. I swear to God, the 3 sips I've had has not made me drunk enough to not be able to read. I just can't read. Because of her talents, Kazuki was asked to handle the audio system along with me for the student council's opening ceremony. The rest of the student council, except for Kawahara, as well as Sarika and Ito, should have left during the ceremony to patrol the school. It was only going to get busier when the school opened to the public at 10 a.m., about 30 minutes from now. When that happened, people from outside the school would be allowed in and many different events would be held. I had to do my job, too. But I couldn't bring myself to get out of the chair. Huh? Kazuki offered me a lollipop. Oh, no. She just jams it in her mouth. I said no means no, Kazuki. She thought for a moment and took out a piece of dried squid from who knows where. That looks so gross. There is some kind of, like, weird, creepy hentai thing going on with this. Please don't. Put it away. No, that's not... Fine, I'll take it. I grabbed the lollipop and stood up. Kazuki stayed to handle the audio. She might have problems communicating, but there were other members of the student council, and she'd probably be fine. Thanks. Yeah, got it. We're good pals, aren't we? Is that supposed to be... Is that her Gyro Froggy costume? It's fucking cute. It's like a little cloak with a frog head, and it's just got long-ass fucking frog arms. I fucking want a coat like that. People are like, oh my god, your coat... What is that? It's my frog arms. They're just, like, longer than the rest of the cape thing. I don't know why that amuses me, but it does. We're showing a student film in the AV room on the 2nd floor of the special use building. Tickets are 100 yen. Pamphlets are free. Starting at 9:30 a.m., we're playing comedy tennis in the tennis court on the roof. Get fired up. I ignored the advertisements and headed to my destination. A frog on the sign was cute, too. After that, Ito had picked up the smartphone and called the number back. But no one had picked up. There was only the message that played when you shut off your service. The customer has requested that this number be temporarily disabled. We talked for a while, but none of us had any good ideas. By 3 a.m., we'd settled on participating in the culture festival like normal, and then laid down on our desks to get some sleep. But I couldn't sleep. I was too nervous. Well, that's gonna hit us in about an hour, and we're gonna pass the fuck out in the middle of the festival. In the end, I didn't get a wink of sleep and was only half awake for the opening ceremony and final check of the class's video. In the morning, I'd passed Arimura in the hallway. She had the smile on her face that she wore when she was with her friends. That only made me more nervous, and I was still nervous right now. I didn't yawn even once. Welcome. It says well, and then come underneath it. I could see Serica patrolling the stalls near the gate through the open doors of the school. I'm gonna think of it. She said she hadn't slept well either. Someone with her appetite was ignoring all the tasty treats for sale at the food stalls. She must have been telling the truth. Yeah. Serica had made contact with them at the hospital, too. How were they able to call when I'd shut off my phone? No, I should stop thinking about it. I'd asked myself all these questions already. Why had they called Ito? How were they able to? Was there a reason they called right at the start of the day of the New Generation Madness? Should I go to the police? Oh, well, Amy was like, kill him. We're like the target, aren't we? Well, okay, maybe we're not. Maybe Watabe's really the target. They make it sound like us because, like, even what's-her-face, Arimura had said, we're gonna die. And I thought one of the other, like, text messagey things that we didn't quite get, I don't think we read it fast enough because it kind of went auto. Between Amy and other person mentioned us and, like, we're the target or kill us or whatever. And then it was after Arimura. And then that last one was like, yeah, okay, blah, 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 something at the culture festival. So that would make sense why they called us that day and, like, blah, 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 and, like, whatever. And I'm pretty I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure that little girl that was there with the old lady is the one that we saw in the room. She might not be the artist, but she was in that room. So, I don't know. We had some kind of weird... Because that little girl that we saw in the room that was cutting herself and drawing, like, had the side ponytail like that. And I was like, why does that look familiar? Because that girl had it. I'm just saying. Her twin sister? I don't know. But, like, hi, we're your ponytails on the opposite side of your head. So we know which twin is which. One part's their hair on the left, one part's on the right. So we know. Anyway, should I go to the police? Would they believe me? And I didn't come up with any answers to any of those questions. I can hear loud murmurs in the distance. Hey, near the back gate. They said Watabe's here. Seriously? Let's go see. Huh? It was early. The meeting was supposed to be at 1 p.m. Oh, wait. He was going to do an article on the culture festival itself, right? Taku? You're not going? Oh. I'll be like, no. At some point, Serica had walked up behind me. Was she on patrol? I'll see him later anyway. It doesn't matter. Oh, she looks mad. And suddenly, she got very close to me. She mad. What? You need to be more energetic. Are you still thinking about what happened yesterday? Of course I am. It was today. It was only a few hours ago. It was less than 12 hours ago. I'd be crazy not to be thinking about it. You were looking gloomy until a moment ago, too. When I'd seen her just a second ago, she looked really glum. But for some reason, she looked better now. She's putting on a brave face. She looked surprised that I'd seen her, and then... That's true. But if that's how it is, then don't we just have to solve the case before something happens? Enabler! Huh? I'm finding the truth together, all 5 of us? It's the newspaper club's motto, right? I never heard that motto before. You can do it, Taku. Enabler! I like her, though. She's an enabler, and that's what we need. We don't need a mom, Kurusu. We need enablers. Or people like Kazuki, who when we ask her a question, she mumbles at us, so we're just like, I'm just going to take that as enabling me. She could be momming me, too, but I'm going to take it as enabling, because I don't know. I don't speak Irish. I don't speak mumbles, either. After giving me a completely baseless motivational speech, she went back to her patrol. You can do it, Taku? Takuru, promise me you're done with the case. Come home. There's a lot of things I want your help with. Solve case. Go home. Solve case. For now, I needed to get through this interview. First, there was the video to talk about, and then... the sumo sticker with a different face. Yeah. It'd be great if I could ask Watabe what that meant, too. I took a deep breath and started to go over the interview in my head. He's gonna make me look like such an asshole. He is gonna, because he is gonna come. Him. No sign of him, huh? Huh? I wonder what happened to Watabe. It was already 1:15. The interview was supposed to start at 1. Everyone had heard that Watabe, the famous journalist, was going to be here. The audience's seats in the gym were packed. There were even people standing. Everyone in the newspaper club except Karusu had arrived, and we were waiting below the stage. All the preparations were complete. But there was no sign of Watabe himself. He was in the waiting room, right? Oh, yeah. He came to say hello about an hour ago. What was he doing? Did he get nervous and have to go to the bathroom? I did. Huh? Between you and me, I lost count of how many trips I've made to the bathroom today. I don't think I can do this. I can't talk in front of all these people. It's too late for that now, man. Sure, but I couldn't help but be nervous. I wasn't any good at dealing with crowds, or people I didn't know, or crowds of people I don't know. He didn't say that, but I'm just throwing that in there because I'm assuming that's an even bigger... I'm not good at talking to crowds. I'm not good at talking to people I don't know. And I sure as fuck can't talk in front of crowds of people I don't know. It's like a double-edged sword. But now I was gonna have to deal with both. Take the hint. Okay, Ito, you're the club president now. You do it. I'll be stupid. I'm not stupid, you're stupid. Ito laughed away an offer that I had made in all seriousness. He stood up from his chair. Still, he's really late. Everyone's getting tired of waiting. What's the student council doing? Watabe was supposed to be getting the VIP treatment, and it was the student council's job to take care of him. He's so fucking dead. But with Karusu gone, they were probably having a hard time keeping up with all their work. From what I'd heard, without Karusu there to keep the peace, fights and arguments were breaking out everywhere. That only went to show how much everyone relied on her. Yeah, fine, I'll go get him. Oh, Shin! Wait, I'll go too! Oh god, they're gonna leave me alone! Oh, hey! He's gonna show up and it's just gonna be me and Kazuki and she doesn't speak. Don't leave me and Kazuki here alone! Neither of us are capable of talking to anyone! What if Watabe came while they were gone? What would we do then? Me, and her, and just offering him a lollipop that was in her mouth. Sarah and Ito went off to the waiting room without us. This was a problem. Oh, it hasn't started yet, huh? Huh? Yo, hey there! Oh, it was just Artemura. Come to think of it, she'd asked me to ask Watabe about that picture. He's really late, huh? Oh, yeah, they're gonna get him now. Oh, right, Artemura, I wanted to ask you something. What? You wanted me to ask Watabe about that image, right? You mean the one of the sumo stick? Oh, you mean the one of the sumo sticker at the Love Hotel, right? We're interested in that too. How much do you know about it? Artemura looked serious for just a moment, but then she grinned. That information's gonna cost you, mister. She puts on such a cute face and you're like, you're such a shady bitch. You're making me pay? Of course! 50 million in cash deposited directly into my Swiss bank account. Stop acting like a little kid and tell me. I'll do my best to get something out of Watabe, so help us out too. Hey, boss? Huh? I've told you, you don't need to be so self-conscious around me. I'm gonna keep saying that until you fix it. Huh? Oh, yes, ma'am. She changed the subject. Artemura was incredibly interested in Watabe's picture of the sumo sticker. Did she think that if I questioned him about it, she might gain some valuable information? I considered this as I watched her twin tails bounce in the air. And then suddenly the curtain on the stage began to rise. I could start to see the bottom of the lectern and the chairs. Huh? Huh? Hey, it's starting! Where are the others? There was no message from the student council, and we had no idea what to do as we watched the curtain rise. Oh my god, he's so dead behind the curtain. Finally! You're late, Watabe! Watabe! As the curtain rose, the gym filled with the cheers and boos of the students. If he's not fucking dead up there, this was like... Don't you feel it? You're like, oh my god, something bad is so about to happen. It's gonna be totally not. Just because that would be the curveball I wouldn't be expecting. You know what I mean? You're like... Ito, no way! What are you doing? Get back here! Huh? Suddenly, Artimura spoke. Huh? What's wrong? Look, something's wrong. She pointed to the stage. I looked up toward it. Huh? Told ya. Told ya. Told you something. Okay, he's not hanging behind it, but he looks like he's about to die. Watabe had come up the stairs backstage and was walking toward the podium, but he was staggering and struggling to stay up, and he looked like he was in pain. Oh my god, it's Ito and Inoue. They're the fucking murderers. They weren't here when it happened. Although Onoe acted like, she had no idea what was happening, like, at the Love Hotel. But, like, sus as fuck. Wouldn't it be funny? You'd be like, what? Well, they weren't there when Watabe died. I'm just saying. They went off to quote-unquote find him and they missed everything. Right, suspicious. Could be Kurusu. Maybe she really didn't get stabbed. I'm just saying. Everyone is fucking suspicious. If it's not a character that if it's not a character that we've met, like, it's got to be somebody with a sprite. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, oh, it's just some random person. Well, that's not as much fun as it's a character. It's Gen. It's fucking Gen. That motherfucker. It's probably us. You know what I mean? We don't know. Wouldn't it be funny if it was us? I just always want us to be a murderer when we're playing, like, visual novel games, and it's like mystery. It's like, it's us. We did it. Totally did it. Anyway. But he was staggering and struggling to stay up, and he looked like he was in pain. He also looks like something is about to burst out of his chest. There was thick sweat on his forehead, and something that looked like drool was dripping down from his lips. But what was even stranger was his stomach. How to describe it? The spot between his ribs and his hips, right where his stomach and intestines would be, was all swollen up. Oh my god, it's going to explode. You heard the word beer belly a lot, but it was worse than that. It was as if someone had stuck a giant rubber ball under his shirt. The students saw this and started to whisper. Their voices grew louder and louder, especially because those ones who saw him earlier would be like, that's not what he looked like. His moans grew louder as he reached the center of the stage. Just listening to them was enough to make you go crazy. Is anyone gonna call 911? Or whatever the emergency number is? What is that? What the heck is that? I don't know. Kazuki. The whole gym, including the three of us, started to get louder. Lots of screaming. We get it. Oh, good God, we can't keep doing this. Okay. The students' screams echoed in my ears. Some people were trampled in the mad dash for the exits. But as everyone else was panicking, Arimura and I stood there in silent shock. That's... No! Something was pouring out of Watabe's mouth, mixed with his blood and stomach fluids. It had a face. Of course, it wasn't Watabe's face. It was something we'd seen many times before. Is he, like, literally jam-packed with sumo stickers? What was it? I knew it well, but it took me a few seconds to understand. And then... he's puking up. Tons of that. What? Well, I'm sorry. I can't look at this CG. I'm gonna have to try to block, because it's the gross mouth fluids. Oh god. Sumo stickers? Ah! Arimura began to scream, her voice joining the cacophony created by the other screaming students. Please, God, go away. The blood in the guts and all of that doesn't bother me. And it doesn't bother me that something's coming out of his mouth. It's the spittle that looks kind of like vomit because it was like yellowish. That's going to make me gag. I don't know what it is, but like, if you've watched me play any other games, you know, when they talk about, oh, we're kissing and the spit trails, it makes me want to vomit or people vomit. I don't know what it is about vomit and spit and just that. That is the most disgusting thing. Like, the other guy's head twisted around. I was like, that's gross. His head flew off and there was blood everywhere. No. I'd be like, ew. That, oh my god, I almost vomited. I need a drink now. I'm not sure I should get a drink now because it's going to make me puke just thinking about it. Hold on. I bumped my microphone with my finger. I'm sorry. I just have to wash down the disgusting feeling that I have. Okay. October 10th, 2015, Saturday. 12:28 p.m. Oh, we're backtracking. Because this was 1:15. So we're beep, 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 backing it up. In an unused classroom in Hekio Academy. Can you wait here? Sorry, it's so empty. No, it's my fault for coming early. What was the voice we gave him? No, that's Kawaharta's voice. No, I did give him this pompous voice. Oh. Kawaharta's voice was supposed to be like this, but it turned out that way. Whatever. I forget what Watabe's voice was. Damn it. It was just a couple parts ago. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He's about to die, so it doesn't make a difference, does it? No, it's my fault for coming early. It's gonna be snobby, too. Watabe bowed, and the man who had led him here from the teacher's office bowed back. Then the man left the room. If Wacky is the murderer, I'm just saying. They're all guilt. Everyone is sus. I do this when I play games. Everybody. And at some point I'll be like, I guessed them. I guessed everybody in this game at some point, but I was right. He'd forgotten the man's name as soon as he'd heard it all. All he remembered was that he was a typical high school teacher with somewhat delicate features. That was all Watabe thought he needed to know. Still, this place really is empty. He'd heard that Hekio was famous, but once he'd gotten inside, he found that it was just a normal high school. Maybe a little cleaner than most. He'd seen a TV crew from some station interviewing a student on his way here, but he couldn't imagine there was anything worth asking one. Well, I guess there are some people here who are worth something. Since his ostensible reason for being here was to do an article on the Culture Festival, he had to take a few pictures. Since it didn't matter what pictures he took, he decided to just walk through the school. As he went by a class that was doing some kind of Ghetto Froggy cafe, there was a bit of a fuss. Student after student had asked him for handshakes and autographs. Almost the entire class had known his name. He'd even taken a selfie with a girl who said she was a huge fan of his. When he told her to keep it a secret, she'd given him an innocent smile. She called him, like, Watagu or whatever the fuck she called him. It's probably what's her name? Tanaka? Is that what it was? I don't know. And that was the way it should be. That was the way normal people were supposed to act. I'm gonna get even bigger. Well, I mean, yeah, kinda, because you're gonna be stuffed full of stickers, but it was only a short while ago that an online friend of his had suggested he come here. Okay. When he'd been putting together what he'd found out about the sumo stickers, those fucking brats in the newspaper club had published just before he did. He'd given up on publishing his own article, but at least decided to show it to someone. When he let his friends see it, they'd suggested he publish it anyway. Okay. /Mio. Mio and Kunasato are the same person, but, like, just in case we forgot her first name. True, he was confident in the article itself. He got a very good picture of the sumo sticker at the Love Hotel, which the newspaper club had only been able to get from a distance. But that's not the picture, though. Where did he get it? Curious. There was a chance he'd be called out for plagiarism. But then his friend had continued. You're capable of turning that to your advantage, right? I was trying to do that in Kay's voice, but it's not right. His friend knew him well. At the end of the day, they're still just a high school club. Everything would depend on how he handled the interview, but Watabe was confident he could use this to bolster his fame. The ideal result would be to show that the newspaper club were the ones who had copied him. They uploaded their newspaper to Nikkaniya all the time, so they were sure to know who he was. If he offered them the chance to help with his articles, they'd jump on it no matter what demands he made. You don't understand what a raging douche canoe we are, mister. And now I'm glad for that in your face, bitch. What, you wrong-sider? He'd started off at the very bottom, and he'd worked his way up this far. He was capable of getting any scoop he wanted. His power was a blessing from heaven for a man who wanted to be a first-rate journalist. See? Okay. When he was like, oh my god, he totally knew, and, like, we figured it out, but then I'm like, yeah, he's got some magic power, see? In the whole history of journalism, there had never been a case where a net reporter had identified a suspect ahead of the cops, the news, or the magazines. When a writer at a weekly magazine had found a suspect before the police, the whole of Japan went into an uproar. Watabe wanted to surpass that. And didn't they say so? Because didn't they make a comment about him earlier in the game, which I think led to us being like, he's got some kind of power too, and he gonna die. Because he made some kind of a thing, like, he cracked some kind of case before the cops did or something. Like, he did. So it's like he knows. He's got some kind of psychic abilities too. The only other thing I need for it to be perfect is connections with the police. His one worry was the Love Hotel incident. When he charged into the crime scene and gotten into a fight with the cops there, his camera had gone out of focus and he'd failed to get part of the sumo sticker. He'd used that to get this scoop, but if someone on the police force was paying attention to those stickers, and if there were enough of a weirdo to be paying careful attention to Watabe's articles, they might find something strange. Well, it's probably not that different. People didn't really want to hear the truth. Yeah, he did fake it. He was going in to get a picture. He saw it, but, like, that's not the right thing. But he was like, oh, my picture was blurry, so I had to take a different picture, so. They wanted lies that sounded true, embellished so that they were all the more pleasing. I do love that, like, we don't know anything about Kakita. We barely met the woman. We saw the first one in detail just because it was the first one, but now because we already know Watabe, we're getting a little bit more like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, we about to see you die, bitch. Take a sip. Pour one out for Watabe into your mouth. Not on the floor. It's messy. Don't make anybody clean that up. But, like, pour a sip in your mouth because Watabe about to get it. He's literally about to eat it. That's so dark and funny. I'm an awful human being. It's great. You know, when people say that, like, oh, he's going to eat it. Like, he's, like, literally going to die. But he's literally going to eat it. Like, all those stickers. And then he's going to die because, oh. I'd say Watabe did not deserve that. But he kind of does. He's a dickhole, so. When he heard the sound, he quickly flipped himself back into hard-working, good-natured reporter mode. Yes, come in. Come in? They didn't open the door, nor did they say anything. Watabe grunted, soft enough that they couldn't hear, and then put on a smile as he went to answer the door. Hello, hi, how are you? Bobby. What is that? What is that? I don't know. Okay, no, I can't look at it. Okay, hold on. Okay, we don't need all the screaming of the kids. Okay, everybody's screaming. I gotta skip through this fast. I can't look at the CG. I can't look at the pukey things. The students all started to panic at once, and the gym was filled with screams. Then Watabe's body fell to the floor as if in slow motion. His legs were splayed. His eyes were open wide, still full of the terror of death. He was weeping tears of blood. And... that's... no way. Sumo stickers? Yes, it was a huge pile of sumo stickers. Watabe was probably already dead, but there were still crumpled sumo stickers pouring out of his mouth. Ugh. I'm gonna gag. Don't show it again. My heart was racing. That is the worst one. Any other one I can look at. That one I can't. Because it's got the spittle and it's yellow like it's vomit. I'm gonna... Beads of cold sweat had formed on my back. I felt a scream welling up in my throat, but something held it back. The police! My phone! Watabe's eyes were motionless, pointing toward nothing in particular. I wanted to look away from this madness, but I couldn't. What's the number for the police? That's right, 117! No, wait, the police were... Wait, what was it? Maybe it was 119. Hey. Huh? When we heard the voice, we were finally able to tear our eyes away from Watabe's body. There was a female student making her way towards us, past the crowds fleeing toward the exits. A female student? No, she was far too grown up for that. And she was wearing a white lab coat. Between that and the sharp look in her eyes, part of me thought she might be a coroner. when they said a student. No, wait, it's a woman. And then as soon as the lab coat, I was like, yeah, there we go. What happened here? She slowly looked around the gym. Her gaze stopped at Watabe's body. What is that? And then without moving an eyebrow, she said, did you do that? Excuse me? Ooh, chapter 4. We're moving right along. It's going to take us forever to finish this game. It's a long-ass game. We got 11 chapters in the common route. We're not even halfway through the common route. Let me see. So the victim, Watabe, didn't arrive at the gym on time. That's right. So you three, Miyashiro, Kazuki, and Arimura, were waiting when he suddenly appeared on the stage. And then it happened. That's correct? Yes? After that, things happened fast. They're like, why is it always you three? It should have been Sarika, though. Kazuki's like, last time it was Sarika, sir. Oi! Begging your pardon, sir, but last time it was Sarika. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't here at all. But he's like, it's always at least you two. There's always 3 of you. This is some Harry Potter bullshit. Shinjo is now McGonagall. That's it. He's just over this bullshit and the shenanigans. You see it, don't you? The black-haired woman called Detective Shinjo, who contacted the police station, but she is a teenager. Since our club was supposed to have an interview with him, we were questioned in our club room. During the questioning, we could hear students yelling outside and the sound of dozens of patrol car sirens, but soon it all faded back into silence. The police had probably sealed off the whole school, and everybody witnessed it. That's traumatizing. There had been no announcement about what was going to happen with the culture festival. But after what had happened, there was no way it wouldn't be shut down. So what then? Ito and Onoe went to the room where Watabe was waiting before it happened, right? You two didn't see him? Huh? Am I a suspect? That's what Ito must have thought, because he suddenly started acting strange. I thought he was saying it, and I'm like, they forgot to put things. But when there was no one in the waiting room, right, Onoe? Yeah, it was empty. And what about the student council? Someone was supposed to be taking care of him, right? They weren't there either. Sarika must have been surprised by the sudden question because she started to fiddle with her Gero Froggy cell phone strap. She's like, this is not the first time this man has interrogated us about a death. Now it is always you three, and now you got 2 others. What the fuck? And Wakui is Dumbledore. Absolutely. Because he's like, oh, shit just happens on my watch. It's fine. He's pretty chill about fucking everything. He's probably the murderer. Hey, you. Huh? That sound is annoying. Stop it. Huh? I'm sorry. She must have only then realized she was doing it because she quickly took her hand away from the strap. Oh no, wait, calm down. No one thinks you did it. Yeah, thank you, Taku. Arimura, is what those 2 are saying true? Yes, they're telling the truth. It looks like there really was no one else there. There was no doubt in her voice. From the look on her face, you'd think she knew the whole story. And for some reason, Shinjo seemed to believe her. I see. Got it. He believed every word Arimura had said during the entire questioning. It's kind of strange. Do the 2 of them trust each other that much? Now he's thinking of that flashback. Maybe they really are having an affair. I mean, we did think that, didn't we? I guess I'll ask you as well, Arimura. What were you doing before you went to the gym? What are you talking about? I was with you 2 until just before that. Did you forget? If so, I'd recommend a thorough scan of your brain. Oh, no, of course I know that. I just have to ask. Shinjo scratched his head as if he didn't know how to respond. I take that back. There clearly wasn't any trust between the 2 of them. In fact, he didn't seem to know how to handle her. Then why would he trust what she said? Nobody knows how to handle her. Something felt strange. And there was one more thing. Arimura had said that she was with Shinjo until right before she came to the gym. But there had been barely any time between Watabe's appearance on the stage and Shinjo's arrival. So what had Shinjo been doing at the culture festival? Did he know something was going to happen? And then he'd gotten in touch with Arimura ahead of time? From what I'm seeing, the odds of you people being involved in his death are low. But then who killed Watabe and how? Did you see anyone suspicious when he was going up on stage? No, no one. What about you? The black-haired girl had been leaning against the wall with her arms crossed. She looked up. Unfortunately, no. By the time I got there, the place was already in a panic. Her voice was as mature and calm as her appearance. She was probably a third-year student, but I'd never seen her around the school before. Maybe the white lab coat was because she was part of the biology club or the science club. But what would a student be doing here with a detective? What a nuisance. If you people had been the killers, this would have been nice and easy. What does that mean? It means what I said. From where I sit, you look a lot more suspicious than me. I'm not the killer. Well, you should know better than anyone if I'm lying. I was wondering, like, if Arimura had some kind of ability, so maybe she can suss out lying. Tell me again that you were there? I was there. Okay, I believe you. Wait, you saw me. I wasn't there. You liar. Well, you saw me there. It's not like you have a magic ability, but maybe she does. I'm wondering if she does, because you know what I mean? I kind of feel like because she's always there, and then Kunasato was the one, I think, that told Shinjo to say something to her, and he did, and like, you know what I mean? It just seems like she's might have some kind of, so maybe we have to worry that she's gonna die. And maybe in her route we have to save her, I don't know. Arimura was clearly annoyed. But the black-haired girl didn't seem to care in the slightest. No, Kunasato, that's enough. Huh. Her name was Kunasato, then. Evidently she knew Arimura, but it was clear from their conversation that the two of them didn't get along. And for some reason... Hey, you. Huh? Yes? Me? Who else is there? Fucking room full of people, bitch. Room full of people. Gestures wildly. Well? What have you been staring at? Nothing? Then look down or something. You're bothering me. I love her. I do. She's that... You know what? You need glasses. I love Kazuki, and she's adorable with her glasses, but you also need them, so you can be the cold-hearted glasses bitch. You're basically the glasses asshole without the glasses. We're the glasses asshole, but she needs them too, because she's being an asshole to us, and you know how much I like the assholes. Like, she is just cold. She is just a pair of glasses away from being Van Helsing right now. Like, girl, I need those glasses on. Yeah, baby. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh, okay. I didn't know why, but Kunasato seemed to have it out for me too. Not just Arimura. What's going on here? What did I do? I never even met this girl before. Why would she act like this? Now, wait a minute. Or was I wrong and we'd actually met somewhere before? Did I do something to tick her off then? It was no good. I tried to remember and couldn't. But strangely, her voice... felt like I'd heard that voice somewhere before. She puts on an affect, but he knows. But where? It's no good. I can never remember things when it really matters. It was really bugging me. There was nothing so useless as information that was inside you that you couldn't retrieve when you needed it. Oh my god, story of my life. Information was only valuable if you could use it. Kind of like those clapbacks when people say something and you're like, and then 3 days later you're like, oh, perfect burn back. Oh no, it's too late. Like, you only think of those amazing fucking comebacks like 3 days later, or if for some reason you just imagine a scenario in your head and you're like, bam, so fly with them. But in real life, you're like, but what? Huh? I don't know. Yeah. Disappointment level maxed. Anyway, let me just check this one more time. You were below the stage waiting for the interview to begin, but Watabe didn't show up on time, so Ito and Onoe went to check on him. A while later, Watabe came up on stage and collapsed, is that correct? Not before puking up stickers, but yes. Yes. I suddenly remembered the way Watabe had looked. His eyes were out of focus, but full of terror. He was weeping tears of blood. His hand was stretched out as if seeking help, and the sumo stickers poured out of his mouth, covered in blood and vomit. Please don't show it again. It was a bizarre scene. I looked over at Arimura, and she must have remembered it too, because she was wincing. Blood was coming out of both eyes. He was vomiting something up from his mouth. That something was those strange stickers they call sumo stickers, right? Is forensics doing their job right now, Shinjo? When's the autopsy? Hey, not in front of the children. In front of the children, huh? Huh. I'd be like, she's also a children! Kunosada snorted, annoyed. Well, anyway, all of you in the newspaper club have an alibi. You don't need to worry. I breathed a sigh of relief. Even if I knew I was innocent, I'd still be terrified of being arrested anyway, a second time. But you, Arimura, and Kazuki were all witnesses to the death. I'm sorry, but the officer in charge at the station wants your help with the paperwork. Right. You're taking me down there whether I want to go or not, right? No, you aren't suspects. We just want your cooperation, you see. That's what you said last time, wasn't it? But anyway, what is it with you people? Shinjo brushed his hand through his bangs. He hadn't cut his hair for a while. Huh? With what? First there was Kakita's death, then that other girl Nono Kurusu got stabbed. Whenever something weird happens lately, it's always you three! This is such a McGonagall line right now. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. It's so funny. You're involved. It just happens. Why is it always you three? Oh my god. It's so good. Is this just a coincidence? Well, he was right. Even ignoring what happened to Kurusu, this was another potential homicide like Revolving Dead. But we were just innocent bystanders. I knew that better than anyone. It's really just a coincidence, albeit a fucked up one. But a coincidence? Kunosato interrupted me. Is it really a coincidence? Is there a chance that there's something that's making all this happen around you and you just don't know what it is? I tried to say something back to her, but couldn't. Her eyes were that cold when she looked at me. It's kind of like she's looking and you're like, are you on crack? Are you like going on a conspiracy theory? Aliens? What is wrong with you? I mean, yes, that shit's actually kind of happening. There is some kind of weird shit. But like if someone said that to you after seeing a murder, you'd be like, are you crazy? You think some kind of divine intervention is happening? Like aliens? Like, what, that I'm just a psychic magnet for murder? That's just fucked up. Like, I don't want that power. Like, trauma finds me. I don't want that. That sucks. Like, damn it. What was with this girl? I was starting to get angry, and that was enough to get me to open my mouth. Did I? What? But I regretted it immediately. She was scary. If you want to say something, say it. You're wasting time. Then I'll ask. I'll ask you. Did I do something to upset you? Huh? You seem to really dislike me. Oh no, if it's my imagination, I'm sorry. You shouldn't worry about it. She's like that to everyone. To everyone? Was that true? That was okay then. Not to everyone, only to you people. To us people? Yeah, that's right. You people. Did she mean me and Arimura? Or have we met before somewhere? No, this is the first time I've ever seen your irritating, gloomy face. Ow. Damn it! Why did she have to be such a bitch? Anyway, given the nature of the death, it's possible that this is related to the other incidents. So it's the return of the new generation madness? Strange way that Watabe had died. And then the fact that today was October 10th? Just like Shinjo said, it was possible that there was a connection. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the autopsy to know for sure, but the date and the nature of the crimes match. And by the way, Miyashiro, can I ask you a question? Oh, yes. What is it? Did you put together that board? Shinjo was looking at the map that we'd put together to follow the case. Yeah, that's right. May I take a look? Shinjo stood up without waiting for my answer and walked over to the board. Kunisada moved away from the wall and followed him. What do you think of this? Good question. The two of them started to whisper to each other. I tried to listen in, but I couldn't make it out. Really, it's a small room. With nothing else to do, I whispered to Artemura. Does Kunisada go to our school? For some reason, Artemura was staring at me in surprise. Did I say something weird? No, you've just stopped being so self-conscious. Oh. I must have been so distracted by everything else that was going on that I didn't think. I'm sorry, I didn't mean... No, it's fine. I've been telling you to stop for a while now. Fine, I guess. I mean, fine. Artemura. Huh? Just call me Artemura. Okay, Artemura. First, the two of us have been together at the scene of Watabe's death, and now we had that strange, arrogant woman angry at us. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Maybe that's why I was finally able to talk to her normally. So what were we talking about? Oh, her. The two of them were still talking about something in front of the map I'd made. You don't know. She's a third-year student like you. Though I guess she almost never comes to school. She doesn't come to school? She's a truant? I don't know that much. So she was in my grade, but I was sure I'd never seen her at school. Ito and Caruso had a lot of connections. Would they know her? Look at her like, Anyway, who is she? She doesn't seem to like us. I don't know. Wait, you know her, right? I just met her a while ago and I don't know the details. Just... Our conversation was cut off by the sudden sound of a phone. Excuse me. Shinjo took his phone out of his pocket. It was an old Japanese flip phone. Who still used one of those in 2015? I started to worry about whether a wrong-sider like that was capable of solving this case at all. Oh, I see. Got it. I'll be on my way. Someone must have told him to go somewhere. He folded up his phone and put it back in his pocket, then turned to face us. We're leaving now. Someone will be here to pick you up later, I'm sure. I do hope that you'll help us, okay? Huh. All right. Come on, don't look so annoyed. I'll make sure it doesn't take much time. Anyway, I'm counting on you. Bye, Felicia! I mean, Kunisado, nice to meet you. You've been pleasant. It's been amazing. Shinjo motioned to Kunisado, and the two of them left the room. As she left, Kunisado gave us one last cold glance. Well, so she definitely... Okay, well, remember what she said to him. Like, I want to find the person that kills him, and then I want to get rid of... Oh, that's true. I totally forgot about that until just now. Artemura and her ilk. So, Artemura has some kind of ability. She kind of just made that clear with the whole, you can tell if people are lying. We clearly have something that we don't know about. Because that's why I just don't like you people. Me and Artemura? Like, what do? We have abilities and she hates it. We just don't know that we do. Artemura might know about hers. I'm assuming she does. I feel like she does. We don't. But Kunisado fucking hates us for some reason. And she wants to find the killer, but then she wants to be like, I'm going to find the killer, and then I'm going to wipe the motherfuckers out, which is really weird. You think she'd be like, I don't want to find the killer. I want them to kill all these fuckers. But, like, maybe she wants to humanely wipe us out. She's like, no, I'm going to euthanize them gently. Like, the murders is excessive. Like, I don't know. She just doesn't like us because of that reason. So we definitely have some kind of ability, which is interesting. Which is probably where the delusions come in, or the fact that we sometimes, my head. I just don't know what our ability is. Are we just being able to, like, suss out information on the case? Because we seem to be able to put things together easy. But then again, Ito puts shit together too, and I don't think he's got abilities, so I don't know. And the room fell silent. No one felt like talking, so we started to take out our phones or read magazines. He'd said it would be a while before the police would arrive to pick us up. The only thing we could do was kill time. Wow, insensitive, huh? Kill time? Wow. Hey, I tried to talk to Artemura, but she either didn't hear me or was ignoring me. She was playing with her phone, too. She seemed to be trying to get in touch with someone. It looked like she had a lot of friends, so she may have been asking what happened with the culture festival. Maybe I'll go over the case again. Hey, Taku? Hmm? Sarika stopped me as I started to head for the board. What is it, Onoi? What's a psychic? Huh? Psychic? Wait, psychic? Like those con artists you see running dingy little shops? Couldn't be. You mean like in a comic book or something, right? No, just now. Shindo? Shinjo, you mean? Yeah, Shinjo was just talking about them with the girl in the white lab coat. You could hear them? It was true that the two of them had been mumbling in front of the board. I could barely hear it, but Sarika was evidently able to make out some words from where she was sitting. Her magic ability is dog hearing. She's got really good fucking, like... Something about the strange phenomenon of the sumo stickers and psychics. I wondered if it had something to do with the case. If they were talking about it now, then of course it had something to do with the case. Because Watabe might have been psychic. They all have some kind of psychic ability, right? Because what's-his-face, Otani, could kind of see the future. The girl had some kind of magic in her voice. It's not really psychic ability, but it's still kind of an ability. I mean, I guess not really. I was thinking they all had some kind of, because, no, Watabe they had to have been talking about Watabe, because Otani could see the future, well, he can make predictions, so he was a little psychic, right? The girl had magic voice. They made a comment, there was a comment somewhere that, Kakita kind of always just knew what his clients were thinking, like he could read minds. He always knew what we needed. It's like, oh my god, he was so able to predict what we needed. It was amazing. Like, yeah, because he could read minds, right? And now Watabe, but the weird thing is then Watabe being a little, I mean, I guess they don't all have to have different abilities. He had to have some kind of psychic thing because he put the pieces together about the sumo stickers, because he could have read it off somebody. Like, oh, I'm a mind reader. I heard somebody saying it. Like, so maybe he wasn't psychic so much as like, well, I mean, I guess psychics are usually people like, oh my god, I'm going to predict your future. But they could also be mind readers. You know what I mean? Like, Otani could see the future or predict the future, and Watabe could have been able to, like, pick things out of people's minds, just like What's-His-Face could. The girl with the magic voice is the only one that's kind of different so far. Slightly. I mean, the other one, like, the other one's having some kind of, like, oh, I can see the future, I can read your mind type of a thing. Anyway, they all have some kind of ability. So Watabe obviously did. That's why he could figure shit out before the cops. You know what I mean? Anyway. But still, psychics? Like a mind reader or something? Or someone who could move stuff with his brain? Ooh, that would be cool. Don't need to go up, pick up. Like, hold on. Nope. Not working. I didn't think this was all being caused by psychics with superpowers or something, did they? No, they're killing psychics with superpowers. There's no way the police would seriously think that, right? You sure you didn't mishear it? Both Ito and Kazuki were looking at her questioningly. I don't know. I heard it pretty clearly, I think. Hey, Arimura, do you have any idea what she's talking about? She spent time with Shinjo. Maybe she knew why, but... Or maybe she knew, but... Sorry. Arimura? Huh? Oh, what's that? I don't watch anime. She didn't seem really interested. Well, that's what most people our age would think when they heard the word psychic. Oh, no, wait, did you hear anything else that they said? Anything else? She was about to open her mouth. But then the sound of the door opening cut her off. Not now, cops! Hey, Miyashiro, Kazuki, are you here? Harimura, too. Sir? Good, you're here. We're on our way to the station. Huh? I thought the police were coming to get us. I'm going with you. You're not criminals and you're students at this school. If the police want to talk with you, I think it makes sense for me to take you there. You know what? You seem too nice. You're shady. Or you're fucking smoking pot with a Great Dane. I don't know. Listen. Dumble Daggy. It's like, because he's not Dumbledore, he's Shaggy. Dumble Shaggy? Like, Shagador? Listen, Shagador! Okay? He's like a cross between Dumbledore and Shaggy, but he's also sus as fuck. Okay? He is Severus Shagador, because he's going to be the shady one that you think is all... Well, okay, so see, spoiler alert for Harry Potter, like, Snape, you're like, he's an asshole, he's a douche, and then he was just, like, so wonderful and just doing all this shit because Dumbledore asked him to underneath. You're like, oh, you're the real MVP, man. And then, like, but he looks like Shaggy, and he's kind of got the Dumbledore role, like, oh, people got murdered, whatever, that sucks. Well, let's just keep going. And everyone's like, what the? Shouldn't you? All according to my plans. But, I mean, I'm just saying. He's Shagador now. Because I'm not sure if he's Shaggy or if he's Dumbledore, but I think he might also be suspicious. But everyone's fucking suspicious in this. Everyone. Except for Shinjo. I really think he's the only one who's not sus at this point. And if he's the murderer, it's like, well, you had me fooled, because he's just like, it's always these fucking kids. Anyway. Well, aren't I a good teacher? As if he'd ever actually done anything for us as our advisor. But still, I felt just a little relieved. All right, let's go. Oh, Ito and Inoue, you two are to go home immediately. Got it? Right. Okay. The two of them started to get ready. Sir? What is it? What's going to happen with the Culture Festival? I don't know. They're having a meeting about it right now. That's all he said before he left the room. It was strange. Why'd I ask that? I don't care about the Culture Festival anyway. You're lying, aren't you? Huh? Lying? How? I wanted to ask what she meant, but it was clear that she wasn't going to tell me. Because she knows when people are lying. She followed Wakui out in the hallway. Well, what's wrong, Miyashiro? I could hear him from outside the room. Hmm? Kazuki made a let's go gesture and looked at my face. Oh, there's something that I wanted to know, no matter what. What Saraga just said. About Shinjo and Kunasato seriously discussing the word psychics. Wakui's entrance had interrupted our conversation, but I wasn't sure if it was okay to really write the idea off as a silly nonsense. Excuse me, if we're going to the police station, it's gonna take a lot of time, right? Probably, yeah. And then can I gather up my things and take them with me? I don't want to leave them here. Oh, you're right. Arimura, you go to your classroom and get your things too. I'll wait at the entrance. Okay. I listened to the two of them walk away. Okay, that should buy me a little time. I thought we were gonna start. I was kept going with this because I was like, okay, we'll leave to go to the station, but it's not gonna stop. So we're gonna stop here though, because we're overtime. We're gonna stop. I know it's a little bit of a cock block too, which is unfortunate for both of us. But we will stop here and then we'll continue asking about the psychic stuff in the next part. So this game is actually really good. There are some weird, like, we've got our typical teenage boy hormones, which I know in the very beginning, again, I don't think any of these have posted yet, just FYI. So I know I was like, oh my god, it's got to be like a boy game where it's like, oh, look at the girls, make out lesbians. But it did occur to me later, I was like, we are just a horny teenage boy, which absolutely fucking makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. And we've played games with pervy characters before, but it's like, whoa, you're just being a pervert. The game is making us be a pervert. The game is doing pervy things, is all I'm saying. But we're a horny teenage boy, so it absolutely makes sense, and I can't really get mad at the game for that. But, like, we did not need to see Kurusu's almost everything. Like, girl, put it away. Are you wearing a thong to school? Jesus. Tiny itty bitty panty. Like, girl, cover it up. You're wearing a miniskirt. Like, that was the worst. I've gotten kind of used to it. Like, okay, well, you know. Also, he is like the awkwardest pervert. It's kind of funny, but anyway, yeah. So we didn't get any delusions in this one. Interesting, but we will continue chapter 4 and finding out about the psychic thing, which, I mean, we kind of already knew, like, they had abilities or whatever, but Arimura and I have these powers. We just don't know what ours is yet, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.